a Georgia man is in custody accused of killing 8 people in a horrific shooting spree at 3 different massage parlors in the Atlanta area yesterday. The spree began around 5 p.m. when police say 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long walked into Young's Asian Massage in Cherokee County, about 30 miles north of Atlanta, and opened fire, killing 4 people and injuring another. Police say he then drove south to Atlanta and shot and killed 3 people inside the Gold Spa. He then crossed the street, according to police, to the aromatherapy spa and killed another woman there. Investigators say surveillance video shows the suspect in his car at all 3 crime scenes. He was arrested driving south about 150 miles from Atlanta. Officials say 6 of the 8 victims appear to be Asian. This comes amid an increase in attacks on the Asian community since the coronavirus pandemic. The New York Police Department says it will deploy counterterrorism officers to Asian communities in the city out of abundance of caution. A lot going on with this concern about hate crimes. Willie.
Yeah, let's go right down to Atlanta. That's where we find NBC News correspondent Blayne Alexander. Blayne, good morning. So are the police saying yet what the motive may be here? Obviously, people drawing a lot of conclusions based on who these victims are. What exactly happened, and what do police know about why it happened?
Well, Willie, good morning to you. No, police are not quite yet saying what a motive is. They're not releasing a motive, but they're saying that they're not ruling anything out. So they are investigating a number of things. Among the things that they are looking at is the possibility of whether this was a hate crime, whether this was racially motivated. So we do know that police are continuing their investigation. It actually unfolded, Willie, over 2 different counties, 2 different jurisdictions. So you've got Atlanta Police and you've got the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office. And all of this unfolded over the span of about an hour or so. So right now I'm standing at the Gold Spa. This is where one of the 2 shootings happened. The other, of course, just right across the street. But it actually all started about 45 minutes north of here in Woodstock, near Woodstock. That's where the first shooting took place. And then just about an hour later or so, police got calls. Police got calls for one incident. And then while they were responding to that, they got additional calls for shots fired across the street. Now, as far as motive, we do know that in the initial calls over scanner traffic, when we kind of listened to some of the scanner traffic, officers in the area were implored to check on Asian spas. That was something that they said. They say, hey, it started up in Cherokee County. Anybody who can check on Asian spas in the area implored to do so, according to Atlanta Police scanner traffic. Now, of course, we've heard from a number of organizations. We've heard from the Korean consulate here, who said that 4 women who were killed here in Atlanta are of Korean descent. We've also heard from the group Stop AAPI Hate, which has come out and saying that this is essentially something that only increases the fear, increases the anxiety that so many people in the Asian American community are feeling this morning. So, of course, we're going to hear from Atlanta Police at about 10:30 this morning. We do expect them to hold a news conference here. Those are a number of the questions that we're going to be asking if they're any closer to determining what the motive is here, Willie.
So, Blayne, as you said, the first shooting took place a little bit northwest of downtown. Then the alleged shooter, moved into the city and then was caught a couple of hours south. The Georgia State Police spun him out on I-75. What more do we know about this shooter? Have they talked to him? Have they interrogated him? Do we know anything about his background?
We don't know a whole heck of a lot. We do know that he's 21 years old. He's from Georgia, a 21-year-old who was actually from Cherokee County, where that first shooting originated, according to officials. And yeah, he was apprehended about 2.5 hours south of that initial shooting location. So when you kind of just think about the plot points, you know, the first shooting happened. Again, officials believe that he is connected to all 3 shootings. They're placing his car in both of the locations and the same car that he was apprehended in later. So when you kind of think about that timeline, it goes from Cherokee County down to this area, down to Crisp County, which is where he was apprehended about 2 hours south of here. So again, not a lot of information known about him right now. He is in custody. He has been apprehended and certainly being questioned.
Well, again, as you're talking, we're looking at the surveillance photos of him and his car at all 3 of the shooting locations. NBC's Blayne Alexander covering the story in Atlanta this morning. Blayne, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.